Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your June 2019 general reading. We're looking at the first half of June here, so from the 1st to the 15th. Thanks for joining us here today, and welcome to any newcomers or first timers, and welcome back to any followers and subscribers. And thank you for taking the time to tune in, and for those of you who send in your support, feedback, and comments. And always a big note of gratitude to all of my clients out there, both regular and new, for keeping me so occupied with personal readings. It's an honor and a pleasure. Thank you for the time and attention. And as many of you who follow me know, if you are interested in setting up, scheduling a personal reading with me, live or recorded, you can get more info and contact details by clicking on the description link below, or going to my YouTube channel's homepage and clicking on the little About button there. You can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. I do a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, and I can usually respond to your initial request with more info within the same day or the first 24 hours. And setting up the actual reading is pretty timely too. I do readings full-time, 6 days a week. It is all that I do. So I'm pretty diligent at working with both your schedule and mine to get you readings as quickly as possible. So if you're interested, send me an email and we will go from there. Okay, let's get right into this reading. This is for the fire sign of Aries, our beautiful rambunctious rams, for the first half of June 2019, from the 1st to the 15th. Remember that general readings always resonate a little differently for everybody watching, so if you know your rising sign, moon sign, Venus signs, watch those as well. Okay, Aries, let's see what's in store for you for the first half of June. We have the 8 of Swords, followed by the 3 of Wands, and the Queen of Swords, followed by the Queen of Cups. From the bottom of the deck, your overall energy is the Wheel of Fortune for the first half of June. So the Wheel of Fortune, divine timing and orchestration, things working in your favor whether you realize it or not, a stroke of good luck, of good fortune sometimes. In the upright position, this is energies we have nothing to do with. This is God's spirit, your angels and guides, major arcana energy. And it means that what is occurring during this time frame that we're looking at, the first half of June, probably the lead up and the follow after, is a matter of divine timing and orchestration, regardless of how you feel about it, meaning that you're going through what you're going through, or the events that will be occurring for a specific purpose. They're either creating this or allowing this to happen for a specific purpose. It's meant to be. So, which is not always what I say about the Wheel of Fortune, but a very strong message I'm getting here. So Aries, I feel like with the 8 of Swords, which is a card about feeling trapped and bound and helpless and not able to change a situation or affect a situation the way that you want to. With the 3 of Wands, which is about plans for the future, putting in work for plans for the future and waiting to see how that plays out. I feel like with these two cards, Aries, that you are in a position where you are trying to, you have been putting in some work towards building plans. You've been putting in work and planning about your future. You've already put some work into that. You're building your future. But for some reason you feel stuck, like you feel something's getting in the way of your having the future play out the way that you want to, the picture that you have of your future, what the ship is going to have on it when it comes in, as you're waiting there for it to come in, seeing what's going to be on it. You have this vision, this idea of what you want it to be, and you've been making some plans and doing some work to build something for your future, and you have this idea, but you feel somehow stuck, like stymied in it, like stuck in the process, like you've started making plans and putting some things together for something in the future, whether it's your work career future, whether it's relationship future, whether it's, you know, a relationship for the future, or a combination of all of those. I feel like some of you have been making plans for a future for your own life, and some of you that may include another person that you're in relationship with, and you had this idea of what it was going to be, and now you feel a bit blocked, like it's like there's something going on which makes it difficult for you to proceed or continue to visualize this future the way that you originally had it planned. Now, next to that, but I think you're exactly where you're supposed to be. I think that also the Wheel of Fortune represents too that whatever decisions you make or actions you take from this is going to set the stage for something externally with other people and internally with yourself, particularly on what's important to you and what your priorities are for quite some time. And I feel like this situation is here for that reason, for you to kind of I don't want to say this in exactly the wording that just went through my mind, but you know, fish or cut bait once and for all is what I'm getting. So next to that, we have the Queen of Swords with the Queen of Cups. Now this can represent an air sign female and or a water sign female that's significant to you here, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, or Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But I'm feeling, and I felt as soon as these cards came down, that this is more an energetic battle that's going on between you, inside of you. The Queen of Swords, swords is air energy, and in the tarot, this is the energy of the head, mental, cerebral, intellectual energy. What we believe, our belief systems, our ideologies, how we think things should be based on our own perceptions, because that affects the way that we act, make decisions, relate, communicate, all of that. It's coming from a place in the head. Now, we also have the Queen of Cups, which is water energy. That's the element which governs the suit of cups. Water energy, fluid, mercurial, water. This is energy of the heart, emotions, relationships, etc. It's about touching base. Also, the Queen of Cups. When the Queen of Cups comes up, it is sometimes about needing to take a step back and see how you feel about something and allow that to be influential in guiding you as well. Not completely based on that, or it's like you've got this fight inside of you, Aries. Your brain is fighting your heart. And to go even deeper than that, I feel like for some of you, you may have your own way of looking at something. What your life is about, who your life is about, where your priorities lie, what your career belief system is about, what your relationship belief system, your ideology, how you feel relationships work and how you're supposed to act in them, etc. You're coming from this place which is pretty concrete and hard set. Might be a little on the self-oriented side too. But you're finding yourself in this situation where your head is kind of a bit at war with your heart. Like your heart may be saying, I think you should do this different in this situation, or you should look at modifying or changing something moving forward in this situation, because you're stuck in the process of making plans for the future. It may be that you have certain plans that you've been working on for your future, and you also have a relationship or someone that you're involved with, and you have this idea of what it's going to be or how it's going to be or what part they're going to play in your life and vice versa. But they may be not blocking you exactly, but saying, hey, I don't want to move forward with this unless I'm going to have this position in this future too, or with you, etc. And now you feel a bit blocked because it's not exactly what, it doesn't fit your ideology, the idea that you had, which may be based more on head, because head is over heart right now. The Queen of Swords is over the Queen of Cups. So it's kind of like, it's interesting, Aries, because I feel like this particular situation, which I feel has been playing out for a while, and it's just leading up to this, the first half of June particularly, I feel like you have plans to do something, and that something is about building your long-term future. Or maybe where you're going to spend the rest of your life, or how you're going to live the rest of your life, and you have this idea, this picture in your head of what it is. And for some reason, and don't shoot me, I feel like some of you may have been a bit self-oriented in this. Those of you that are in relationship with somebody else. And the other person in this relationship is saying, wait a minute, where's my place in this? And if I only have this small place, I don't, I can't just fit in your picture like this. This has to be a we thing, not just a you thing. For some reason, that's what I'm getting. Again, don't shoot the messenger. I'm not saying that Aries are selfish. I mean, we can all be selfish, right? And we often are. But I'm kind of getting that this future that you're building is kind of about you and your likes and interests and what you want, and you're just assuming, those of you in relationship with somebody else, that they're going to be this part of it, or they're going to be there, whatever, but you're not really looking at it so much as a we thing. And now because this is kind of how maybe this is just how you're used to doing things. Maybe you've been on your own for quite a long time and this is how you're just used to doing things, but somebody else is going, wait a minute here, this doesn't work for me this way. I have my own picture too. So how can we kind of merge these pictures together in order to continue having this beautiful future? It can't just be all about you. That's what I'm getting, or all about me, etc. And so now you're stuck. It's like, I feel like you're still planning on doing the same things because you've been putting the footwork in, but now somebody's saying, I want you to change or modify this so that I can be part of this in this way too. And so your head is kind of warring with your heart, and maybe you're afraid to take an extra step with somebody. Maybe you're afraid to move in with somebody or get married or something of that sort. I don't know, as part of this future. But you're still expecting them to be there or something like that. It could be vice versa. But they're going, hey, I'm not okay with this. I'm not willing to move forward and be part of your picture if this isn't a picture that we're both creating together. That's what I'm getting. I know it's very specific. It may only resonate for, you know, a few people, but that's what I'm getting. So you feel kind of stuck right now where you're at in knowing how the future is going to play out. But the fact that the Wheel of Fortune is over all of this, Aries, says that this is happening for a reason, and the decisions you make now, whatever choice you make or set into motion, because we live in a free will zone, just because you choose one path doesn't mean that it's all going to suck and fall apart. But it's going to set the stage for how this is going to play out for quite some time. It's an interesting kind of reading, and because it's one of those interesting, more challenging, tricky readings, let's pull some. Let's see what guidance Spirit has for you and how to navigate this situation, at least for the first half of June. What's the advice from Spirit for Aries for the first half of June? Oh, had some jumpers here. 3. I'm going to keep them. I'm definitely going to keep them. Advice from Spirit. The Fool, take a chance. Step off the beaten path. Take the risk. 8 of Pentacles, do the work, put in the work, because it's about building up something solid, stable, and for your future. And the 2 of Cups, the traditional soulmate, karmic, kindred spirit card. So I do feel like for at least some of you for whom this reading is going to resonate, it's not just about relationship. It's like you're making plans for a future, and you're assuming that the person is going to be part of this future the way that you see it. And they're saying, no, I'm not willing to do that unless this picture can be this way. So I think it's about making a decision on perhaps breaking out of a mold or stepping out of a pattern that you've had maybe in your own life or in your relationship life. Because this pattern is worth breaking, and maybe it's time to do so because the Wheel of Fortune is kind of over that. So interesting sort of reading. So Aries, that pretty much wraps up your reading for the first half of June 2019. I hope it's been helpful and not too confusing, at least for those of you who need to understand it. Again, if any of you are interested in a more personal one-on-one reading with me, particularly if this resonated for you, please feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. You can get that info and contact details by clicking on the description link below. I do love and romance readings, relationship compatibility charting, career, work, and finance, investment readings, gift readings, and I also offer 6 and 12-month overviews, which take a look at what's coming in all the main areas of your life over the next 6 or 12 months, depending on how far ahead you want to look. So there's a few different options to choose from if you're interested. So I look forward to working with any of you who reach out. I will see you all in a couple of weeks, Aries, for the June 2019 mid-month readings, where we'll look at how the last half of the month is playing out. And until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.